In this video, you will learn some basics about navigating the internet. We will cover basic browsing in a desktop browser. If you are interested in the new apps for newer versions of Windows, you can search for apps for these sites in the Windows Store. For example, I know that weather.com has an app. However, for this course you will submit your Internet Lab assignment using a standard desktop browser. Please keep in mind that websites change frequently. What you view in this video may be slightly different from the sites you open on your computer. Website navigation is very intuitive on most sites though, so you shouldn't have any issues. In this video we will review basic parts of a browser window, conduct a basic search using a search engine, bookmark a favorite website, print a web page, find weather forecast information, get driving directions using MapQuest, locate a phone number for a business, look up a zip code, use an online dictionary, and detect phishing in an email. Before we get started, let's review some basic parts of a browser window. Remember that a browser is software used for viewing web pages. In this example, we have a screenshot of Internet Explorer, but all browsers are similar and you should be able to identify these core parts on any browser that you decide to use. Remember that the recommended browser for this course is Mozilla Firefox. At the top, we have the website URL in the address bar. This is where you will key in URLs for websites that you visit. This is often safer than clicking on links in email. Notice that the menu bar is visible. Most modern browsers hide it by default. To enable it, right-click a blank area beside of the tabs. Click Menu Bar if it's not already checked. The back and forward buttons on the upper left corner will be used frequently. Modern browsers have tabs as shown here. This is very convenient because you can open several sites in the same browser window. For example, you probably open Blackboard and MCC student email each time you work on your online classes. The Favorites button shown here is called Bookmarks in Mozilla Firefox. This allows you to create a list of frequently accessed sites so that you don't have to keep keying in URLs each time you visit those sites. At the bottom you have the status bar. You may or may not see this. We'll talk more about the status bar near the end of the video when we discuss phishing emails and how to avoid being scammed. Most of you have probably conducted a Google search before, but we will review it. Open Mozilla Firefox. Enter google.com in the address bar. Press Enter or click Go. Enter a search term such as best free antivirus software. Notice that we are not using any specific operators or quotes. If you need to refine your search, those operators are presented in your textbook. Click the Search button. Notice the search results. You have some standard links and some that are ads. Try to stay away from the ads. Some antivirus programs will add little icons to the right of the links indicating whether or not the site is safe. Unfortunately, there are many sites with malicious intent, so ensure that you always have antivirus installed and up to date. Look at the URL. If the domain name seems questionable, do not click on it. Let's take a look at the first result. I know for certain that PCMag.com is a reputable site. Read the article if you would like. Click the Back button to return to the list of results. If you need to conduct an advanced search, Open the google.com/advanced_search form. This gives you many more options than the single search box. Keep in mind that anyone can post information to the internet. Much of what you find will not be credible. Review the supplemental information in Blackboard about how to evaluate sources for research assignments. Bookmarking websites is helpful if you access certain sites frequently. Open a website in Mozilla Firefox. For example, I will open techrepublic.com because they have a lot of neat technology articles and blogs. Click the Bookmark This Page icon. Click the Mozilla Firefox Start Page icon. To access the bookmark you just created, click the Show Your Bookmarks icon. Click on Unsorted Bookmarks. Click on the site. This works well if you frequently use the same browser on the same computer. If you use multiple devices, you may want to set up bookmarks on a site such as bookmarks.google.com or Symbaloo.com. Either of these two sites will allow you to sign in with your MCC student email Gmail address. Then you'll be able to access your most frequently used sites from anywhere on any device. Even with all of the digital material available, it is still sometimes necessary to print from a website. Notice how our sample article has a lot of other articles, ads, and comments on the page. If you wanted to print this, you wouldn't need this content in your hard copy. To save paper and toner, select what you want to print. Because the menu bar isn't visible, hold down Control and press P. Select a printer. Click Selection. Click OK. I printed this one as a PDF file so that we can see how many pages it has. It has 9 pages and would have used 9 sheets of paper or 5 sheets if duplexed. If I had not used selection, it would have been 15 pages or 8 pages duplexed. Suppose you don't need the graphics. You can copy and paste the text into Word. Right-click the selected text, click Copy. Open a blank document in Word. Click the No Spacing style. Press Enter a few times. Click the bottom part of the Paste button. Click Keep Text Only. This removes all of the web formatting from the text. Delete extra blank lines throughout the document if there are any. Use the backspace and delete keys for this. Return to the top of the document. Click the browser window. Right-click the URL, click Copy. Paste the URL at the top of the Word document. Always include the source information in case you need to refer to the article again later. This is especially helpful when working on research projects. Click the Layout tab. Click Margins. Click Narrow. Notice that it is now reduced to 3 pages, or 2 duplexed, compared to 9 or 5 pages from our earlier PDF file. Imagine how much paper and toner you can save throughout your college career by performing these simple steps. Now let's take a look at finding a weather forecast, getting driving directions, locating a phone number, looking up a zip code, and looking up a word in an online dictionary. Open weather.com. Enter a city and state or a zip code in the search box. Press Enter. Click on the links of interest. I frequently view the 5-day forecast. Open mapquest.com. Click on Get Directions. We'll find out the difference from MCC to the State Employees Credit Union in Albemarle, North Carolina. Click Get Directions. Notice that there are 2 routes. Click on View Route Directions. It's easy to look up contact information for a business. You can perform a Google search, or you can use a site such as superpages.com. Enter Zeno's, Troy, NC in the search box. Click on the autocomplete entry when it appears. Click the search icon. Sometimes ads appear at the top of the search results. If that happens, scroll down to find the business you searched for. As you can see in these results, it did not pick up Troy NC, so I will try again. You can also try to locate people using Superpages. Click on Find at the top. Click on People. Fill out the form. To find a zip code for an address, open USPS.com. Click Look up a zip code on the left. Enter the street address, city, and apartment number or suite if applicable. Ensure that you spell everything correctly. Click Find. I recommend using the standardized format when addressing envelopes and packages. I often copy the standardized addresses and paste them into Word using the Keep Text Only pasting method we learned about in the printing portion of this video. My favorite online dictionary is Merriam-Webster at m-w.com. Enter a word in the search box. Click the search icon. This will return the definitions for the word and an icon to click on to hear it pronounced properly. Hearing the word pronounced is very helpful if you have trouble interpreting phonetic symbols. This is also available as an app if you want to install it on Apple or Android devices. We will conclude the Internet Basics video by learning about phishing. Phishing is an attempt to steal sensitive personal information by sending an email from a bank or other company that looks authentic but really is not. Here is an article from Microsoft that explains phishing and tells you how to recognize a phishing email. Please read this in its entirety if you are new to phishing. Phishing is very serious and can lead to identity theft. Now let's take a look at a phishing email that I received. First of all, it went to the spam folder. Legitimate payment receipts rarely go to that folder. Next, I do not have an American Express card. If I did have one, that payment amount would not be feasible based on my monthly budget. Notice that it has a generic Dear Cardholder greeting. Usually the specific name of the account holder will be there. Notice the URL that appeared in the status bar after hovering the mouse pointer over the View Account Summary link. That looks nothing at all like a genuine American Express link. There is also a typographical error in card membership. It should be 2 words with a lowercase c. Phishing emails often have grammatical and spelling errors. Please be cautious when dealing with all email. Even if you think the messages are legit, it's still best to access your financial accounts by entering the bank's direct URL up in the address bar. Then you can safely log in on the financial institution's secure website. Lastly, I recommend that you read PayPal's information about protecting yourself from identity theft. This article mentions phishing and other methods criminals use to steal your identity. Never submit your account numbers, passwords, social security number, etc. if asked for it through a strange email or phone call. The financial institution has that information on file. They may ask you to verify the last 4 digits of your social security number or account number, but they won't need the entire number. Criminals can sound very professional and convincing both verbally and electronically. Heighten your awareness. Don't become a victim. If you have any doubts at all, I encourage you to err on the side of caution.